Planet Earth, home to billions of souls and millions of unique and wondrous locations. Yet amongst this tapestry of diverse environments, there exists a class of landmass set apart from all others. Islands, isolated, unique, and undeniably beautiful, these jewels of the sea each tell a story. From the volcanic atolls of the Pacific, thrust up from the seabed by unimaginable forces, to the fragments of ancient continents, sculpted by the relentless march of time, islands represent a world apart. Join us now as we embark on a journey, a voyage of discovery to those islands that stand out even amongst their peers, the top 20 most beautiful islands in the world. Prepare to be amazed by stunning landscapes, pristine beaches, and exotic paradises, each more breathtaking than the last. Chapter 3. Bora Bora, French Polynesia. Okay, so next stop, Bora Bora. It's in the South Pacific, and it's like the most beautiful place ever. Poets and people in love have been talking about it for a super long time. Bora Bora is like another word for romance, you know? It's got this bright blue-green water all around it called a lagoon, and a coral reef that protects it like a big hug. And get this, there's this huge mountain in the middle, Mount Odomanu. It's a volcano, but don't worry, it's old. The top is all jaggedy and cool looking, Gap 2S. So you've got this awesome mountain, and then all these green hills that go right down to the bright blue water. It's crazy beautiful. It's no wonder everyone thinks Bora Bora is the most romantic island in the whole world. Bora Bora is gorgeous, right? But it's not just pretty on the outside. Under the calm water, there's a whole world of amazing stuff. Brightly colored fish swim around the coral, and you can see stingrays moving smoothly in the shallow parts. Out near the reef, there are even blacktip reef sharks. They look so cool swimming around. Gap 2S. If you like adventure, you can go diving or snorkeling and see all these amazing creatures up close. It's like a giant aquarium. But if you don't want to get wet, that's okay too. You can take a ride in a Polynesian outrigger canoe. It's a relaxing way to see the lagoon and enjoy the sunshine. Chapter 4, Santorini, Greece. Okay, so picture this, Santorini, Greece. It's perched high up on these crazy cliffs, right? And these cliffs, they're part of a massive, crater. It's seriously amazing. You see these little white villages tumbling down the cliffs towards this super bright blue sea. It's called the Aegean Sea. Santorini is famous for its buildings. They're all bright white against this deep blue sky. It's like Santorini. You won't see anything like it anywhere else. Gap 2S. A lot of these houses, they're actually carved right into the volcanic rock. Can you believe it? They're just kind of hanging there on the cliff. And they're painted white, to keep them cool in the hot summer sun. It makes this incredible picture, seriously beautiful. It's where people made something beautiful and nature made something beautiful, and they just together. It takes your breath away. Part 2, Treasures of the Deep. If you love diving, the waters around the Seychelles are like a dream come true. Imagine colorful coral reefs bursting with life, spreading out under the waves. You might even swim next to giant manta rays. Their wings are wider than a grown-up is tall. Bright, colorful fish zip through the coral, and sharks, the kings of the ocean, swim around the edges of the reef. But even if you like to stay dry, the Seychelles are amazing. The beaches are some of the cleanest in the world, with tall palm trees and sparkling clear water. Tucked away in the rocky cliffs of Capri, there's a hidden gem called the Blue Grotto. It's a sea cave, and it's been wowing people for ages. You get in through a tiny opening, and what you see inside is just magical. Sunlight goes into the water and bounces off the bottom of the cave, making this amazing blue glow. The water sparkles like it's glowing from within, and it feels like you're swimming in liquid jewels. Lots of artists and writers have tried to capture how amazing it is, but it's something you really have to see for yourself. Visiting the Blue Grotto is something you won't forget, a real reminder of how incredible nature can be. Our journey now takes us across the vast Pacific Ocean to the Hawaiian archipelago, where the island of Maui awaits. Known as the Valley Isle, Maui is a land of striking contrasts, where volcanic peaks pierce the sky and lush valleys cradle a tapestry of life. Here, the raw power of nature is on full display. The Haleakala volcano, a dormant giant, dominates the landscape, its slopes adorned with cinder cones and volcanic rock formations. Yet amidst this volcanic grandeur, life finds a way. Waterfalls cascade down verdant cliffs, their waters nourishing a vibrant ecosystem. Rainforests teem with endemic species, their calls echoing through the ancient trees. Maui is a testament to the resilience of life and the breathtaking beauty that can arise from the forces of nature. While Maui's interior captivates with its dramatic landscapes, its coastline beckons with a siren song of tranquility. Here, the Pacific Ocean meets golden shores, lapping gently at the edges of a paradise. The beaches of Maui are as diverse as the island itself. From the black sands of Waianapua to the white stretches of Kaanapali, each beach offers a unique experience. The turquoise waters are an invitation to adventure, whether it be surfing the legendary waves or exploring the vibrant coral reefs. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the sand, the sky erupts in a kaleidoscope of colors. The air is alive with the sound of the ocean and the gentle strumming of ukuleles, creating an atmosphere of pure magic. Okay, so next up we're heading out to the big, wide Atlantic Ocean. Picture this, rising up from the waves, all green and gorgeous, is Madeira. It's a group of islands that belong to Portugal. And get this, they call it the Island of Eternal Spring. Can you imagine? Perfect weather all year round. Just like the people there, super nice and welcoming. Now, Madeira was made by volcanoes a long, long time ago. So it's got these awesome cliffs that drop straight into the ocean. And all over those cliffs, tons of green plants and trees. It's seriously beautiful. You'll see waterfalls flowing down the mountains, which is like a constant reminder of how amazing nature is. And speaking of plants, Madeira is like a dream come true if you love flowers and trees. It has so many different kinds of plants, some you won't find anywhere else in the world. There are these bright orange and blue flowers called bird of paradise, and these really old forests full of laurel trees. It's a riot of color and it smells amazing. Life in Madeira is pretty chill. Everyone moves at a slower pace, you know? Like, they're in sync with nature. The little villages are built right on the sides of the hills, and their houses are painted these bright colors that really pop against the deep blue ocean. Okay, so next up we're heading to the Southern Caribbean. Picture this, sunshine all the time on this awesome island called Aruba. It's a Dutch island, which is pretty cool, and it's got this mix of Caribbean vibes, but also, get this, it's kinda dry. Yeah, not like those other islands with all the rainforests. Aruba's got these wide open spaces with cacti and stuff, and the coastline is all windswept and dramatic. That's because it's just outside where the hurricanes happen, so it's always breezy. And speaking of breezy, the wind there has shaped these trees called divvy trees into these crazy cool shapes. You gotta see it to believe it. Gap 2S. Now don't think it's all just deserty, because it's not. Aruba's got those classic Caribbean beaches too. Think palm trees swaying in the breeze and sand so white and soft, it's like walking on powdered sugar. And the water? Oh my goodness, the water. It's this crazy turquoise color, and it's so clear you can see all the way down to the coral reefs and the colorful fish swimming around. Seriously amazing! Chapter 14. The Galapagos Islands, Ecuador. Not many places on Earth are as exciting as the Galapagos Islands. 600 miles off the coast of Ecuador, these volcanic islands feel like another planet. It's like time stopped, and animals and plants change in their own special way. These islands came from volcanoes under the Pacific Ocean. The land is bare, shaped by hot lava and strong winds and waves. Because they're so far from the mainland, animals and plants developed in really unusual ways. Giant tortoises, some weighing over 800 pounds, walk slowly across the volcanic ground. They look like they've seen hundreds of years go by. Marine iguanas, the only lizards that swim and eat in the ocean, lie on the sunny rocks. Their bodies are perfectly suited to this tough but beautiful place. The Galapagos Islands are like a science lab for how animals change over time. They show how powerful nature is and how many different kinds of life exist on Earth. It's a place that challenges our understanding of the natural world and reminds us of the importance of conservation in a world facing unprecedented environmental challenges. Despite the harsh volcanic landscapes, life thrives in the Galapagos. From the smallest of finches to the largest of sea lions, each species has carved its own niche in this remarkable ecosystem. And it was here, amongst these very islands, that Charles Darwin found the inspiration for his groundbreaking theory of evolution. The Galapagos finches, each species with a beak uniquely adapted to its particular food source, are a testament to the power of natural selection. Blue-footed boobies, their bright blue feet a striking contrast to their otherwise monochrome plumage, perform elaborate courtship rituals, their comical dances a vital part of their survival. And then there are the marine iguanas, creatures that seem almost prehistoric in their appearance. These remarkable reptiles have adapted to life both on land and in the sea, grazing on algae in the surf and basking on the volcanic rocks to warm their cold-blooded bodies. The Galapagos Islands are a symphony of life, a delicate balance of species that have evolved over millennia to coexist in this unique and fragile environment. It is our responsibility to ensure that this incredible ecosystem remains protected for generations to come. Chapter 16. Tahiti, French Polynesia. As we fly in, look, there's Tahiti! It looks like a beautiful green and blue jewel in the huge Pacific Ocean. They call it the Island of Love, and it's easy to see why. Big green mountains rise straight up from the bright blue water. The mountains are covered in thick rainforest, like a soft green blanket. And can you see the waterfalls? They tumble down the cliffs, making misty rainbows in the sun. Wow, Tahiti is a place where nature is the boss. It's full of amazing sights and sounds, just like a beautiful song. For hundreds of years, explorers and people who love adventure have come here. Take a deep breath. Can you smell the flowers? That's frangipani and vanilla. It's like a sweet-smelling welcome to this amazing island paradise. Chapter 19. The Azores, Portugal. Okay, everyone, get ready. We're heading to a really cool place, the Azores Islands. These islands were made by volcanoes way out in the Atlantic Ocean. There are 9 of them, and they're super amazing. They show us just how powerful nature can be. Imagine huge volcanoes, some covered in bright green plants reaching up to the sky, and the coastline, wow! It's all rough and rocky from the ocean waves crashing against it for forever. But guess what? Even with all those volcanoes and rough seas, there's tons of plant life. It's like a giant green carpet covering the sleeping volcanoes. It's really pretty. Gap 2S. It shows you how tough nature is, even when things get rough. Deep in the heart of São Miguel Island, there's something really amazing to see. The Lagoa das Sete Cidades. Imagine 2 crater lakes like giant bowls of water nestled inside a sleeping volcano. One lake is a deep, deep blue, and the other is a bright emerald green. There's a story that says these lakes were made from the tears of a shepherd and a princess who weren't allowed to be together. It's a sweet story, and whether you believe it or not, these lakes are just incredibly beautiful. The Azores aren't just pretty lakes, though. There's a ton of wildlife here. You can see giant whales jumping out of the Atlantic Ocean, and dolphins playing in the waves. And on the land, wow! Bright, colorful flowers everywhere. It's like a beautiful painting against the dark volcanic rock. It just goes to show you, even in the strangest places, life finds a way to grow and be amazing. Almost to the end of our island hopping adventure. Our next to last stop takes us to the Ionian Sea. Picture this. Bright green hills rising up from sparkling blue water. This is Corfu. It's an island full of exciting stories and history. They say even Odysseus, the famous hero, visited these shores a long, long time ago. Imagine olive trees, some older than 1,000 years old, cover the hillsides. Their twisty branches are loaded with olives, ready to be turned into delicious olive oil, the island's liquid gold. The air here is amazing. It's filled with the sweet smell of wildflowers and citrus blossoms. It's like a beautiful song for your nose. And it's been charming visitors for hundreds of years, but Corfu isn't just pretty on the outside. And now, we're off to the Indian Ocean to a group of islands known for their amazing beauty. We're talking about the Seychelles. And one of the coolest islands there is La Digue. It's like time forgot about this place. Everything moves slowly, like the ocean tides and the swaying palm trees. People get around on bikes and ox carts, which is perfect for the peaceful vibe. And the air? It smells incredible. Like flowers and vanilla, a total tropical treat. But the coolest thing about La Digue has got to be the giant rocks. I mean giant, like bigger than houses. They've been shaped by wind and water for thousands of years. They stand guard over the beautiful beaches. One of these beaches, Anse Source d'Argent, is famous. People say it's one of the most photographed beaches in the world. And it's easy to see why. The water is bright blue, and those huge rocks make it look like a postcard.